were developing this code here of a football player gliding around on the moon, and every time it touches a tennis ball, we'd like the tennis ball to move. And we're sort of seeing that happen a tad bit here. It seems like it's working okay. There we go. And so I'll just sort of wrap it up here because this is sort of where Scratch gets to be a little fun. When you have some core functionality running like this here, then you can sort of start to play around with it and see what else you can cook up. So of course I have this bit about scoring and playing a popping noise every time I hit the football player. And so what else I can do? I can maybe make, when the football player touches the tennis ball, I can maybe penalize the player by going back here and not changing the variable score by 1, but maybe changing it by -1. So the score will go back down every time the football player hits the tennis ball. So you sort of have a bit of a competition going on. So trying to build up my score there. I'm up at 7, and see the score just went down to 6 after the football player sort of touched the tennis ball. So you can just sort of go on and on with this, and keep in mind there when it went down to 5. There's also something else you can do here with the sound. You can play sort of a popping sound here, and I'll just keep in mind we've done enough popping sounds, but I can record my own sound in there. So I'll say, let me just do that now. I'll allow it to hook to my microphone. I'll just record a sound that says, gotcha. Something like that. Let me see how it sounds. Gotcha. Yep, sounds okay. And so if I go back to the tennis balls code now, I can play that recording I just did every time the football player hits the tennis ball. Let's see if that happens. Come on. Gotcha. There you go. And I can sort of do the gotcha and the scoring sort of before. Let me separate these two things and maybe get these down. I'll move these to the top. So I'll play the sound just the score a little sooner. Come on, touch it. Yeah, okay, well. Looks like it's being a little finicky in the moment, so I won't waste much more time with that. But anyway, that's sort of the end of what I wanted to show you then. So you can see here that just in a matter of a few minutes, we're able to put together sort of a cool little animation here that involves some, gotcha. There we go, some sound, some interaction. And again, just to sort of rehash the code, let me just stop here so it won't keep distracting us here. Notice, again, the multiple towers all sort of running at once, all started with a very different condition. Notice the if statement here. I can ask a question of what's happening in my code. I can broadcast a message out. And if I go over to the other sprite, which is the tennis ball in this case here, again, I've got a couple towers of simultaneous code running. I can start myself out when the green flag is clicked. And when I receive that gotcha message, that invisible behind the scene message that comes from another sprite, something that happened in another sprite's world, that was the football player encountering the tennis ball, then I can lower the score and play some sounds and do some things like that. So anyway, I hope this helps you see some of the power of Scratch. And again, I encourage you that when you're thinking of you'd like your code to do something, just get over here and start clicking through these categories here and see if you can find sort of what a block that sounds like it would kind of nudge you in the direction of what you want to do. And so I'll just leave it at that. So thanks for watching.